Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to talk a bit about relative major minor substitution. In short, what we're trying to say is that a major chord, for every major chord, you can find a minor relative. Okay, now what do I mean by that? If you have covered like music theory before, you would have realized that there are some chords that exist similarly because by its scalar relationship. Okay, it sounds very cheap, but in short, the scales that you find in this chord are actually equal to that chord also lah. So what do I mean by this? Okay, let's take one very simple chord, for example. Okay, the C chord. Okay, if you look here, the C chord has the scales of C, oh, where's my finger? C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay, and this is how it sounds. If I play the C, okay, so the C chord has the scales, okay, which makes itself C. But something interesting, if you look at the A minor chord, okay, you will find that the scale, the natural minor, has all these notes, which is actually the a rearranged version of the C major scale. So you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now this is different from the melodic minor or the harmonic minor, okay, which has a sharp 7 or flat 7 in this case. For this, the A minor is using the natural minor scale, okay, which follows a certain interval, which is very similar to the major scale interval. Now I'm not going to go into that because trust me, it would just confuse things for now. So just take it that if you go search on the web, the natural minor chord, if you look for the natural minor scale, you will find that the scale is exactly the same as that of a major scale, except it's displaced. Now take a look what do I mean by displaced. You notice that your C is now here on the third, okay, instead of the first. So this is how it sounds, the A minor scale. Okay, instead of the C major scale, which is all using the same notes of the scale. So what does it mean? It just means very simply that you can substitute the C chord with an A minor chord. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it works. Let's say if I have a very simple progression like, okay, here. You see that? I have a simple progression that goes something like C, A minor, F, G, and then C. Okay? I can actually substitute my C with an A minor, my A minor with a C, and then if I apply the same rule, my F, if I find out what is the relative minor chord that I can substitute with, it's actually D minor. And G, I can substitute with E minor. Okay? So this is how it sounds. If I have a chord progression that goes C, so now I'm going to substitute the C of the A minor, the A minor with a C, and then the F with a D minor. Can you hear that? It's like a totally, completely different song, but using the same principle and idea. Okay, so that is what you can do with relative major minor substitution. Now to take the idea further, let's say we take a song that you know, As the Deer, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play As the Deer with the same usual chords that you usually get, and I'm going to substitute them with the relative minor, and then so that you can see the difference, okay? So this is how it goes. Then you alone are my heart, desire and alone. Okay, at just that short instant there at the second verse, I changed the first chord to A minor, which is you alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. So the song just sounds slightly different. Now that's a good thing about relative major minor substitution, is that you can take a song and you can play it in a very different way. Okay, let's say we have another example of a song, this time in the key of E. Now if you think of the key of E, what is the relative minor of E major? Okay, what is the relative minor? The relative minor. So if I want to show you a formula for finding this out, to synthesize it, if you just look here, if C is right down at number 1 here, and we know that A minor is actually the relative minor of C. Now let's say we just convert this to E lah. If this is E, okay, you think I should write it down? Maybe I should write it down for you so that you can see it clearly. So let me just write E, all the chord progressions, okay, A, B. It follows that if I okay, if just now we saw C is equal to A minor, or in that essence, okay, we have 1 here, and then we have 6 here. It means that, in short, I can say that if I have the major chord here, the 6 is my relative minor. Okay, I can substitute a chord here with this. Okay, I can substitute C with A minor. So you just remember, I can substitute the 1 with the 6, okay? Because the 6 is the natural minor. So similarly, I can substitute my E with a C sharp minor. So any song with E, I can substitute with a C sharp minor, okay? Like for example, let's say this song, Light of the World. Here I am to worship, okay? I'll play the original one. It goes, Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Okay, so now I'm gonna change the first chord. Just hear how it sounds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see. Can you hear that? It's just way, just changes the whole feel of the whole song. So that's something I want to leave with you, this idea about using the relative major minor substitution. I hope it helps in your playing. You think I should leave you one more example? Okay, let me think of a song. What song can we play? Let's say, very simple song, Lord, I lift your name on high. Okay, we know the chords, G. The chords goes G, Lord, I lift your name on high. So it's just G, C, and D. Okay, the song just goes G, C, and D. Now, how would I substitute the chords? Okay, what are the chords that I can substitute with? So, for example, if I know that I know G, okay, let's say the chord G, I can substitute with the 6, which is the E minor. Okay, I can substitute the chord C with A minor, and I can substitute the chord D with what? Do you know? Want to make a guess? Okay. So if I want to substitute the D chord, I can substitute with a 6. In this case, it's the B minor, which I summarize again. All the major scale, or all the scales in a D chord, which is D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and then back to D, it's the same as your B minor scale, which is B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, and then A, and then B, and then C sharp. Okay? Oh no, up to B lah. So basically all the scales here and all the scales here are the same. Okay, so you can substitute D for B minor. So in other words, let's say the song Lord, I lift your name on high, I have like the usual chords G, C, and D. Okay, that's how the song goes. It's G, C, D, G, C, D. I can at any time substitute G with an E minor, C with an A minor, and D with a B minor. to get very interesting results. Okay, so I'm not gonna kind of like call out the chords, but just have a listen and then see how it works. And the best thing is to try it yourself. Okay, so here we go. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. This is a regular. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you seem to see it. You came from heaven to earth to show the way. From the earth to the cross, my debts to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Okay, that's just an example. Instead of using just three chords, G, C, and D, I've included E minor, A minor, and B minor into my repertoire. So I have 6 chords to play around with, which just gives you, more options. So can you imagine if you were to understand and kind of like just write out all the possible chord substitutions, the major, minor, relative chords that you can use in any song, you would have just expanded your vocabulary. Okay, so I leave that with you. Hope you have fun with that. Peace.